did I dream? Oh. Hi guys, welcome back again for your Tarotscopes for the week. I'm just finishing up, dropping and shuffling all of your cards. And we will begin with the theme of the week as always. And we'll go into Taurus and around the full zodiac. So we're not quite at Gemini season yet, although it will begin this week. And next week we'll start with you guys. All right, let me grab these cards. Just a couple more shuffles. I am going crazy with the dropping of these cards today for some reason, way more than normal. Just butterfingers. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right, theme of the week, the Tower. It's as if we're watching something from the outside happen. Something big is happening, and it's almost as if you're an outsider looking in rather than being the center of this drama or the craziness that's going on. You're kind of off to the side watching it play out. But that doesn't mean you aren't a part of this drama. That doesn't mean that you're gonna get away scot-free, guys. This looks like you're, in a way, it's like you're at the center of it for some of you. You do play a major part in this. This involves you for sure. But the effects are going to be, it's more so you're going to be affected by this grand thing that happens. You're going to be affected by this thing. Rather than be a part of the argument or be a part of the central where it stems from. It's like, here's the core, and then it breaks and then oozes out, and then you're standing there, and then you're like, oh my god, now I'm nuclear, like now I'm a mutant. Like, you were affected by this crazy thing that happened. Like, maybe you know, broke the thing that made all the nuclear stuff start oozing out, and that's why how you are at the center of it. But somehow you are involved in whatever the catalyst was, whatever the big central issue is. You have some involvement in it, and you are going to be affected by like the reverb. For others of you, there's going to be kind of a breakdown in something. So something you may not, I'm hearing like something you may not understand, or something that eludes you, or something that seems a little bit fuzzy or blurry is now going to be broken down in a way where all of a sudden you could play off of that. Now you kind of know how to move forward or know what to do. You know where to go from here. You could see a little bit more clearly how to move forward. You know exactly how to build up from here, how to start moving things in the right direction, rather than just keep trying things and seeing if they work or don't work, or hopefully they're gonna work. We don't know. I don't know. Now you kind of have a much better idea, and you can work. You can work more confidently. You can work with a little bit more clarity, knowledge, and information. All right, guys? Have fun this week. Whoa. All right, Taurus, 6 of Cups. This is kind of a very sweet time for you. You're just enjoying the simple things in life. You've kind of gone back and reverted to, rather than needing luxuries or needing to feel that something is special in some way or expensive in some way, to really enjoy it or to really think it's worth your time or energy, you're reverting back to simplistic things and finding the beauty in those things, finding the joy in those things, finding your presence. For a lot of you, it's about being present in where you are and finding the joy and comfort in being present and not worrying about the future, not freaking out about the past. It's like, okay, right now, like, yeah, maybe I have all these things going on or worries or whatever, but in this moment, like, you're just learning to be so much more present. Just enjoy yourself in the moment. Don't let all those other things ruin whatever is happening right now. There's definitely something looming over this, though. You have a dark passenger, Taurus, and it doesn't come out all the time, but it seems to be part of the reason that you have a tough time staying in the present. You have a tough time enjoying these simple moments in life and these little joys because of your dark passenger. Because it's like, ooh, just when you think things are okay and settled and you're feeling good, it's like, hello, don't forget about me. I'm still here. Ha. So don't let it ruin things for you. Yeah, that might pop up. Something might remind you, you're enjoying your day, and then all of a sudden you see something that reminds you of someone that kind of pisses you off or something that you were supposed to do or whatever. Don't let it ruin these moments when you finally are able to appreciate them. Take care of it later, or kind of, have us kind of carve out a place in your mind for this thing. That's kind of what I'm seeing for you and hearing is like, you have to carve out a special place in your consciousness for whatever this thing is that keeps like ruining your picnic. And once you put that into a box, like a specific box, and label it, then you can kind of have a little more control over it. Then you can do work on it when you want to, when you choose to, rather than letting it just pop up or having it creep up on you. You have it now in a box, like, okay, this is for when I need to figure this out. This is for when I need to work on this about myself, or this is for, I'm gonna carve out time to sort this out in some way, whatever that is. You need to put it in, you really need to just put it in a box. You need to put it in something. You need to make it something that's not everything. So right now it's almost like a piece of everything, and that's why it pops up all the time. Uninvited and unsuspecting. It just pops up because there's no real place for it, right? It's just everywhere and anywhere, all the time, any place. So you need to give it a place, give it a time, give it something that can contain it for you. So it makes handling it a little easier and a little bit more under your control. Cool, Taurus? Cool. 6 of Cups. Gemini, 7 of Pentacles. You have... Alright, so you've done a lot of work up until this point, Gemini. You've really put in a lot of effort, or you feel like you have. You're like, listen, I did this, that, the other thing, everything I could think of. Now, where are my rewards? What is going on? When am I going to see some tangible results here? Like, you're kind of getting antsy for things. You want results. You want to see it happening. You're like, man, I planted the carrots, I planted the tomatoes, I did this, I did that, I put the special soil, like, I only use purified water in my garden. How come I only see these little sprouts? And then I look at my neighbor's garden, and they got tomato vines, they got radishes, they got potatoes, they got corn, they have everything, and we started at the same time. guess what? You didn't start at the same time. You might have thought you did, but do not compare yourself, Gemini, to whatever anyone else has going on. Don't worry about it. Every overnight success story took at least 10 years, okay? So there's no such thing as an overnight success, okay? So although you may think that this is achievable or should have been achievable, or you should have seen these, rewards or results already, it's not that you won't. It's not that anyone is doing anything better or more right than you, but they might have had a head start, or they might have. There's a lot that you can't see. There's just so much that you can't see here, and I can't even begin to explain all the things that are buried beneath the surface. And even with you, there's a lot beneath the surface in terms of your I don't know why credibility is popping up for some of you, but I don't know what to do with that. But something about some of you have something with credibility here. But I don't really know where that's leading. It's more about just success in an area of your life, reaping the results. Seeing something come out of what you're doing. You're doing a lot. You've been doing a lot. And that's great. Keep going. Keep doing that. Persevere. Be persistent. Keep putting in the work, because that's going to pay off. But just because you want to see something bigger right now doesn't mean that your work isn't paying off. Doesn't mean that it's not going to pay off. It doesn't mean that someone else is doing something right and you don't know the secret. Don't try to figure out. That's another big thing. Don't try to figure out what someone else's secret is. Don't worry about anybody else and what they're doing and how their garden's looking and what they're growing and what kind of soil are you using, and like, what about your fertilizer? How many times a day do you put that in? Like, how many times do you water it, and what kind of water do you use, and like, are you cheating? Are they cheating? Maybe they're cheating. Don't worry about anybody else but yourself. You're wasting your time. Their formula is not going to work for you. Your formula is never going to work for them. You guys are doing completely different things. Even if it's in a similar area, you're on completely different wavelengths. You're doing completely different things. You have completely different goals. So don't worry about it and don't compare it. You should be, if anything, be happy for them if they're ahead of you, or if it's vice versa. Like, it's not. It's not. Sorry, Jen. But that's because you're not going to be looking at anybody that's doing the same as you or less than you, because you're going to be like, all right, well, what can I get out of that? What's the point? What can I learn there? There's nothing to figure out. Yeah, great, we're on the same level, or like, you're not even doing as good as me. There's no secrets that I want to know there. You only want to know the secret sauce for the person that's doing, or that you think is doing better than you, that appears to be. But don't worry about it. You got your own secret sauce that you can use. And that's what you have to focus on figuring out, like, what is going to work for you, how it's going to work for you, how to make things work for you. Keep working, keep doing what you're doing, and you'll figure it out. It is a process. It's a journey. It's not just like, oh, here's the recipe, and that's all you got to do, put it together, and now, whoop, you're successful, and you did it. Great. Wouldn't even be as rewarding. You wouldn't even enjoy it as much. So take your time. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Don't let jealousy get the best of you either, because that's not going to do you any favors. That's actually going to hinder your process, because you're going to spend too much time thinking about other people and other things and being bitter and pissed off, and it's not going to attract good things to you. Don't don't bother yourself with that. All right, Gem? That's what's up with you. The 7 of Pentacles. Cancer, 6 of Pentacles. I'm seeing you competing for a chance at something. It's almost like I'm seeing one of those competition reality shows. Like, what is it called? Something Warrior. I forgot what it's called. But it's like, but a lot of physical activity. So it's like you have to actively be doing something, and you're determined to beat out the competition. You're determined to stand out. You're determined to, you know, you don't want to do anything. It's not about being underhanded or winning by any means. This is a fair fight. Yes. So, but you just want to be the best. You're like, I'm going to be the chosen one. I'm going to be the best. I'm going to be the one that grace is bestowed upon. Wow. And you will be. And when you are, you're going to have to wait a little bit right after that. So it's like, you know, all of a sudden you know something, right? Something has come up and it's changed things, and you've been chosen, or you've been, or you won something, or you made something happen. But before you can get to the peak of it, there is going to be a little bit of not downtime, but waiting time. There's going to be kind of a gap here in from when you can collect. So you get a little bit at first, yeah, but there's gonna be there's more work to be done before you can really get the full payoff, or begin to start getting seeing a full payoff, like a really, like on a bigger scale. Like on a smaller scale you'll start seeing it a little bit. You got to keep working, keep going for it. There's gonna be a little bit of a lull, or a waiting period, or an anticipation period. Anticipation, because you know what's coming already. You already have an idea. You've gotten the green light, you've gotten the word, but it hasn't gotten to you yet. Like, it's coming. You just got to keep going. You got to keep doing what you're going to do, working hard, going for it. And you know it's coming, but you might not know when it's going to get there exactly, or you're just kind of anticipating, like, okay, all right, you know, how much longer? How much longer is this going to take? Yeah, so that's what I'm seeing for you. But it's definitely coming, and you're so close. You're so close. And a lot of it is because you haven't cheated, because you haven't gone about this in an underhanded way. You've tried to be really respectful of yourself and everyone else, and that seems to have been important for you, that you go about this in a way that is, hey, if I deserve it, I'll get it. Or if it's for me, then it's gonna be for me. And that's made all the difference here. And luckily, this is for you. And you will see that. It's gonna turn out amazing for you down the road. Down the road, it's going to be just, this is something that's going to stay with you and build over time. And that's what kind of makes it more rewarding in a lot of ways. And it's going to bring a lot of people to you that are going to be in your life for a very long time. This is long-term. This is leading to some long-term stability. Major long-term stability. Yeah. Awesome. Great. Cancer. 6 of Pentacles. Leo. 2 of Wands. Leo, you're an ocean of emotion. But you don't like to you don't like to feel like you're drowning in it. You kind of just want to look at it objectively. It's like you feel all these things, but you try to separate yourself from them. You're like, no, you don't want to delude yourself. You don't want to let it overtake you or make the decisions for you. You want to step away and look at them from the outside and go, okay, you know what? Yes to that, not really to that. Let's get rid of those. You think you can pick and choose how you feel about something and what you want to do about it, but that's really difficult. You're trying to do it. I mean, if anyone could do it, you can right now. But this is, I mean, for you, it looks like this is what's going to determine your next steps. It seems like you're deciding something right now. You are thinking about something very intensely, something that you're passionate about, something you have some emotions about. And it's as if you're assessing how deep do these emotions really go? How deep is this? How serious is this? How much does this really matter to me? Or can I walk away from it? Do I have to walk towards this? Can I just leave it alone? Do I have to? And it's, do I have to in the sense of, is this going to be with me forever if I don't do something about it? Is this something, will I ever find this type of energy again? I've been thinking about it ever since it began, or it's been with me ever since I began, but I've never taken a step. I've never you never put yourself really out there with it, or you've only gotten so far with it. It never really transformed into something, or you never turned it into something real in real life. Like, you never ran with it. You only let it go to a certain point. You tried to keep that separate in a way and look at it from the outside, because it's like, ooh, those waters, I don't know how deep they go. I don't know if I can make it. Can I swim that? What if there's sharks in there? Like, danger. I'm scared. You're scared. A lot of it comes from being scared. It's kind of new territory for you. And you don't know if you're ready. You never knew if you were ready. But this is all where you're at right now, is assessing, figuring it out, looking at it from the outside, trying not to get too close until you know for sure what you're gonna do. Should I go for this? Should I not? You're gonna figure it out. But this week, you're trying not to get too close, you know? I mean, yeah, sometimes when you're too close to a situation, it makes it really hard to make those decisions. It makes it really hard to make those assessments. And you're trying to see it from an objective point of view. Great. Maybe asking other people will help. But also be careful with asking other people, because without knowing it, they may be just as close. They may have some type of an investment in this outcome. And you might have no idea about that. You might not know. So be careful when getting outside opinions. Take it with a grain of salt. And not everyone knows what you know. Not everyone's been through the same situation that you have to the degree you have. So take that. Do with it what you will. All right. And that's all I gotta say about that for you this week, Leo. 2 of Wands. Virgo, King of Wands. Virgo, it's like, you already, for you, other people's opinions, you couldn't care less about. You're like, whatever you have to say, don't care. Nobody asked you. So shut it. Peace out. Bye. Like, you don't give up. You really don't. You kind of already, no, you do know what you want to do, how you want to do it, when you want to do it, if you want to do it. You're all set. You're all set to go. It's just a matter of actually doing it. So you got everything, all the tools you need, shutting everybody out. You are tunnel vision, but when are you going to do it? Are you going to actually do this? Yeah, you want to do it. You made all the decisions. You figured it all out. You worked through it. You took like all the steps to put all these things in place. But when are you actually going to do it? What is the problem? Something is kind of holding you back. You're a little bit apprehensive. Even if you want this so bad, there's something that is apprehending you. It's like, you know those, I don't know what they're called. Oh, the suction cups, like a octopus, like you're trying to pry it. Imagine trying to pry an octopus off of something and they're stuck, like those suction cups are stuck, and they're like, and then you see like slowly one lifting off the other, they're popping up one by one. That's kind of you, getting you to do this thing, getting you to really commit to actually do the full follow through. You're like, okay, maybe, like your fingers are like, your tentacles are coming up one by one. But it's really tough to get you to do this. Why? What is so hard? Why are you being so stuck? It's like you already know you. Oh, interesting. For some of you, you already know that you're definitely 100% going to do it. But it's like you want to see somebody sweat a little. You're like, I don't know. But you know, you're like, yeah, for sure, I'm going to do that. But you would just want to see someone sweat. You like playing a little bit of a game. Yeah, maybe not. I'm not sure how I feel, really. I think I need a little bit more convincing. And then they're just like, oh, please. And you're just like, maybe. You just love this little kind of game that you're playing for whatever reason, whether it's like a little bit of payback and it just feels kind of nice, or revenge or whatever, or you just want to like, you know, you just want to hear them grovel. Whatever it is, Virgo. I'm seeing that for a lot of you. You're just like, yeah. In your mind, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, of course I would do that for you. Duh. Of course, no question, but this is fun. You know, this is entertainment in the meantime. Oh, Virgo. Yeah, that's what's up for you. There's something about you being the only one. You're the only one who has maybe like a specific skill or can do this one thing for somebody. You're the only one. And you know it. And you know you're the only one. The power is in your hands, Virgo. And you love it. All right, that's for you this week. King of Wands. Have fun with that. Libra, the Hanged Man. Oh, you kind of put yourself in a crappy position. It's like you're rethinking what you just did. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. I'm seeing someone with their fingers crossed behind their back, kind of like false promises. Maybe some of you have made a promise that you don't intend to keep and maybe are regretting that. You're like, crap, either I gotta actually keep this promise or I immediately regret the decision to make a fake promise, because I'm definitely not going to do that. But now I don't want that person to not believe me in the future, or whatever the consequence of that is going to be. You're not trying to have to deal with those consequences, but it's too late. You should follow through on that promise, Libra, if that's your situation. You'll feel a lot better. This will release you and relinquish you from the pain, from the discomfort. You'll feel so much better if you do that. Even if it's not something you really want to do, it will feel better to do it, and keep your integrity. Keep your integrity locked in, rather than, because the lingering on your mind of like knowing that you lied or you didn't keep your word, or like who this person is gonna look at you and perceive you, is actually, it's gonna it's gonna last a lot longer than you just getting it over with and doing this. You're gonna hate that feeling. It's gonna be like the worst. It's just gonna last longer, and even well after maybe this person is not even thinking about it, totally forgot about the situation, it's still gonna linger in your mind. Like, this person thinks that I'm like this and I'm not really like that. I just didn't feel like doing it, or I don't even know why I said that, or whatever it is, you know. That's gonna bother you. But if that's not the case, there's something that you feel like you're in a kind of a crappy position with, and it's like you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You're trying to figure out the best way out. How do I get out of this? I wonder why you want to get out of this, Libra. You're overwhelmed. This isn't even necessarily something very bad for you. It's just uncomfortable. You're feeling overwhelmed. Like, I'm seeing like a head rush. A lot of energy is rushing towards you, and you're getting like, whoa, 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 whoa. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Holy crap, it's almost as if you weren't prepared. You weren't prepared for this feeling. Like, wow, there's a lot coming at me at once. And you don't know how to temper that. You don't know how to slow it down. But it's just is what it is. And you kind of, so it's like fight or flight, and your initial reaction is flight. But that may not be what's best for you. I'm not seeing that being the best thing for you. I'm seeing you dealing with it. This is a lesson in itself. And this is something that could be good for you, but this is also a lesson within itself for you, which is why you've met this person, or why you're in this situation. You have to learn how to deal with these feelings of this intensity that you're feeling. Because once you do, you'll be able to handle a lot more in your life. It'll be a lot easier for you to handle things in various situations. Because they're not going to feel as big, because you've handled something that's this intense. You've handled something that you're like, whoa, no, wow, okay. Like, you just want to, like, you need to put space between you and this person or thing or situation. But if you learn how to deal with that and why it feels so big for you and so overwhelming for you, you could find something really positive here. There could be something really positive here for you. But you can't block yourself from it. You can't create a barrier between yourself and this, because then you'll never find out what that is, and and even if it's not something you want to keep, you will never find out how to deal with it for the future for other things. So either way, dealing with this head on and working with it rather than trying to get out of it is gonna be in your best interest, Libra. The Hanged Man. Scorpio, justice. I'm just hearing do the right thing. Like that movie, the Spike Lee movie. Do the right thing, Scorpio. You know what the right thing is, but you have a choice. You have free will. You could do it or not do it. And you're tempted to do the wrong thing. You're tempted to just say whatever comes to your mind, no holds barred, without any regard for other people, for others' feelings, for the repercussions of this. But that may not be in your best interest, Scorpio. Sometimes silence is thunder. It would be wise for you to think about that this week. Be fair to other people. Even if you don't feel like you're getting treated the way that you want to be treated, treat other people with respect in order to receive it. If you want respect, you got to treat other people with respect. You have to speak to them respectfully. You have to, even if you disagree with them, there needs to be a degree of respect for their opinions, for their actions, for whatever it is. Even if it's not the way you would do something, or it's not something you would say, if you don't act respectfully, no one's gonna give you that back. Why should they? Why should they give you and show you respect if you're not doing that to them? You don't deserve it just because you're here standing right in front of someone. Why? Give people a reason to treat you the way that you want to be treated. Give them a reason. Don't turn it around and be a victim. You can do something about it. Get what you want, but do it in a smart way. Do it in a way that I can't just keep hearing that gives people a reason to look at you in a certain way, that gives people a reason to respect you back, that gives people a reason to see you as upstanding and moral for some of you. Because even if you're not treating this person disrespectfully, but they see how you treat this other person and they can't, that's not something they can respect. Whether it's like, maybe you talk down to your partner or your friend, and this other person who's not even really your friend or whatever, they see that and they're like, oh my God, that's terrible. Like, how do you talk to your friend like that? How do you talk to your partner like that? They can't respect you. So you have to give them a reason to think highly of you, so they'll act accordingly. And you're going to feel really good. You're going to feel good about this integrity that you're displaying for yourself. Because then not only will others look at you differently and show you the respect that you're looking for, but you'll start to feel that integrity for yourself. You'll feel better about yourself and more confident and love yourself even more. And the more you love yourself, the more it's going to show, this is going to shine through, and the more people will be attracted to you. The more they'll give you that freely without you even thinking you're doing anything. The more freely you'll get that love, that admiration, that respect, that type of energy that you're looking for will just become more abundant in your life in general. So you want to really start out, be a little mindful and start out, get the ball rolling. You don't even really have to do that much. And then you'll just see it starting to manifest on its own. Right, Scorpio? Justice. Sagittarius. 5 of Wands. Ooh. I'm seeing you like hitting a little bit below the belts. Careful with your words this week, right? And your actions. Someone may be doing something you don't like, or you might interpret what they're doing as like fighting. Oh, them is fighting words, like you know. But you have the perfect comeback, and you knew exactly what to say and where to hurt them, like how it's gonna hurt the most, and you did it, and you hit it there, or you consider doing it. If you didn't do it yet, keep this in mind. It's not your best tactic. This isn't the tactic you want to use, because it's just gonna lead to, like, yeah, you may win the argument or the battle, but you're not winning the war. You're not gonna get, it's not gonna lead to the best place for you. It's gonna make things harder in the long run. It's going to make them possibly awkward for you. It's going to make it more difficult and lead to more issues. So you're going to want to really be careful with your words and your actions this week. Don't try to sabotage, and in doing that, self-sabotage. Don't try to hit someone where it hurts them, where you know it hurts them, because I'm just hearing it's not fair. Like the, what's that saying? It's like the punishment doesn't fit the crime. Yeah. For some of you, might feel like it's 2 against 1. It's not. It's not. You're just perceiving it that way. You feel like the odd man out, maybe. You're not. It just feels that way. You're not, though. You have to kind of get used to, there's a new dynamic that you might need to get used to, a group dynamic, and you're kind of just look, you know, you're just finding your footing, and it's going to take a little bit, it's going to take a little bit, not too long. I'm seeing you get there pretty quickly, but, just rather than always be initiating or trying to activate or be a part of something, do a little bit of observing. The dynamic from the outside will be good for you to try to like understand where you fit in things and the kind of role that you play here. And I'm not saying that you need to observe in order to know who you need to be to fit in, because that's not, you need to be yourself, and you need to function how you function, yes. But this is more about understanding other people's roles and who they are and how they function, so that you understand when, let's say someone says something to you that you might take in a certain way and be like, what the hell, rude, But if you understand how that person functions, you might realize like, oh no, they just kind of like come off that way. They don't really mean anything by it. Like, so then it doesn't have to bother you. You could just let it roll off your chest and be like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, that's just the way they are, or whatever. It's more of that type of observing the dynamic, not so much knowing how you should be acting, but getting to a comfortable place so you understand what's going on around you. And in that way, you'll be able to react appropriately to whatever is going on. Yes. All right, Sag. That's for you. 5 of Wands. Capricorn. Judgment Day. Someone someone or like something seems to have just come out of nowhere and disturbed your peace. Like you were feeling woosah, finally, you're good. You're like, maybe you were taking a nap and then you all of a sudden you're getting like 10 calls in a row, someone's FaceTiming you, texting you, calling you one after another, and you're just ignore, and you're like, I'm trying to take a freaking nap here. Like, why are you driving me nuts? Why can't you just let me have my moments, my time to relax? Like, someone's just like, hey, Capricorn, like, they can't leave you alone. And you're trying not to be bothered by this, and you're trying really hard to maintain a sense of like, just not be so irritated. I'm seeing you kind of doing like self meditations or self affirmations, like, I am calm, I am relaxed, I am accepting, like talking to yourself like that. But it's like they need you. Someone needs you for something, or you're needed in general, or, things just keep coming up for you that need your attention and your time. It's kind of one thing after another. And all you want is some peace and quiet and relaxation and just almost like this, you just want some mindless time to not have to think about anything, not have to worry about anything, not have to focus on something. You just want to be mindless for a moment. But it's really hard right now. It's not your time to be mindless, Cap. I'm sorry to tell you. It's just not the right time. It's good that you want that and that you're practicing that, because when you do have the opening, it will help you get into that zone a lot faster, and it will help you be able to just kick back and relax and enjoy that time, rather than using that, what should be your relax and mindless time, and still be kind of thinking and assessing and going over things in your head that you think you need to do, or you think you need to worry about, or like feeling uncomfortable with relaxation. You are getting comfortable with the idea of wanting and accepting relaxation because of this. So these things are coming at you and clawing at you and like, hey, Cap, to make you want it all that much more, so that when you do have the opportunity for it, you appreciate it and you take it. It's just not gonna happen this week, but it's preparing you. It's got its place for you, and it's important that this is happening right now. Right, Cap? Judgment. I can just kind of picture you guys. What is that? Aquarius, the Chariot. It's time to do or die, move forward. You're moving forward one way or the other. It's just a matter of which way you're going. And whichever way you go, it's gonna be fast and furious, and I don't know if you're prepared to do that, but you will do it. You're going to do what's needed, what's necessary. And for you, this is a matter of you think that if you do it fast and you rip it off like a Band-Aid, it'll be easier for you, and you'll get through it. Not faster, but it'll be a smoother process in some way, where you imagine it to be like, if I just do this fast, if I can just get through this, then it's smooth sailing, then great. You have all these kind of fantastical ideas in your mind of how it will be if you can just do it like blank, or if you can just make blank happen. in a way, I'm seeing you really trying to manipulate this situation, and you think you can. But whoever you're dealing with has too much pride to be manipulated. It's too much ego to be manipulated. Whoever else is a part of this situation. And it seems like you think you can manipulate this, but you're really hesitant about using that power. That's like your special power. Powers of manipulation. And you're like, I can really easily just manipulate this situation and get what I want, but I really don't want to have to get it that way. But I mean, maybe I will if I have to, but I really don't want it to be. I want you to want to do this, or I want this to work out because I did this, that, and the other thing, not because I manipulated my way through it. That's a tool you have in your back pocket, but you're you're picking and choosing how and when you want to use it. But then you need to start seeing some results. You're getting impatient. Things gotta start moving here. Otherwise, you're gonna nudge it to get it moving. You're gonna be like, all right, I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit of urgency here and see where this takes us. See where this goes. That's your week. Sprinkling in urgency. That perfectly describes what your week is about, Aquarius. No more needs to be said. That is what it's about. The Chariot for you. Good luck. Pisces, the Hermit. You just think you know everything this week, Pisces. You're like, I knew that. Yeah, I know. Like, you know everything. You're kind of such a big know-it-all this week. And you think you're right. You think you're right. No, I'm sorry. You don't think you're right. You know you're right. And you think you're smarter. You know you're smarter than what you're seeing. I'm seeing a lot of you watching someone do something, and you're watching them do it, and you're going, I could do that so much better. I know. I would do it like this. But you're not doing it. You're watching other people make the moves and do the things, and you think that you could do way better, or that you know more than they do, but you're not actually doing it. You're not taking the time out to put in the effort in. So what's the point? Like, who cares if you know better or if you could do better? If you're not actually going to do it, then why bother making a point of that? The irony here is that in your mind you think you know it all, but you're really actually learning a lot from whoever you're judging right now, whoever you're watching, listening to, observing. There's been a lot of people observing this week. A lot of you guys have major observing to do for different reasons. But for you, Pisces, you're actually taking and you're absorbing what you're watching, what you think you already know. And that's the real reason you know it. You're like, I knew that already. You didn't know it until just now, and now you know it. So I'm hearing for some of you, you want to prove yourself. You want to prove that you're smart. You want to prove that you know things. You want to prove that you've been through things, through experiences too, that a lot of you, I feel like like, you know, people that have had these magnificent journeys of some sort. Like, they've been through a lot of life's ups and downs. They've learned a lot of things. They've grown spiritually. They've grown within themselves in many different aspects, in many different ways, whether they might be older than you. And I mean, some of them might not be older than you. They've just been through a lot of things in life that maybe you haven't. They've gone through many experiences. And you want to prove that you've gone through things too. Hey, just because I didn't experience this thing like you did, doesn't mean that I don't have my own experiences. It doesn't mean that I've never been through anything or that I'm really naive. You kind of want to prove that you've had hard times too, or you've been through things and come out the other side. But people could see through that. That's a facade. I'm sorry, Pisces, that's a facade. It's not real. Like, yes, but it's also not a competition, you know. People's experiences are people's experiences. It's just, it is what it is. And you'll have your own. And feel lucky. Embrace if you haven't. Because some people's experiences stay with them and they're not always positive turnouts. I mean, it's what you make of these things in the end, but it's what you take from them and learn from them. But that's hard to do. So don't feel like you need to compete with that. You don't need to understand everything from the inside out. There's some things that you don't want to understand from the inside out, and don't pretend that you do understand something from a certain perspective if you've never been through something that's particularly maybe traumatic or difficult. Don't pretend like you have, because no one's going to respect that. Nobody's going to see you in a good light. Whoever you're telling that story to, they're going to be really turned off. They're going to be like, wow, GFY. Because I went through that and you did not. Like, and you're disrespecting me or offending me by even pretending like you have any close type of encounter, experience, or psychological damage or whatever it is like that came out of that. Don't even go there, Pisces. Don't even go there. It's not a competition of like who made it out from the gutter. Like, what? No, that's crazy. Just accept, you know, you've handled things that were difficult for you, and there's a reason why you went through those things, and there's a reason why someone else has gone through these other things. You're all here to learn. We're all here to learn different lessons and different things. And not everyone's threshold is going to be the same. And that doesn't even matter. The point is that, like, the things that you're here to learn are not going to be the same things that that person is here to learn. So don't worry. Don't feel like inferior in some way for not having gone through whatever it is. You've gone through your own stuff. So don't worry about it. Don't compete with it. Don't look too deep into it, and don't try to pretend. Don't try to pretend. That's the biggest takeaway I can give you. Don't pretend. The Hermit. Alright, Pisces. Alright, Aries. Queen of Swords. Ooh, you've got some choice words. Aries, what's going on? Don't beat me up about it. Jeez. I'm sorry. Aries, let's sit up. Aries, you've got some choice words. You got some thoughts for someone in particular, and you are just like, don't let me call you outside your name right now. Like, you're really close to taking your thoughts and bringing them out into the real life 3D, saying them. You've kept it in up until now. Lots of bluntness, lots of choice words here, lots of getting things off your mind. You're like, listen, you know what? This has been on my mind since blah, blah, blah. You know what? This is how I really feel. This is what I really think. And guess what? Blah, 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 blah. You're really like thinking about giving it to someone, handing it to them on a platter. But you're not going to do it without the support of someone else. So someone's going to have to egg you on to do it, or be like, you know, just be that support system, or just be there next to you while you're like, like on the computer. Like, someone's got to be next to you. You need a support system. You're not going to just do this on your own without any prompting. Someone's going to be like, do it. You got to say how you feel. They need to know. Or you got to get to the bottom of this, or whatever it is. Somebody's going to try to egg you on, or at least you'll need that in order to actually put this into motion. But oh man, do you have words and thoughts swirling up in that head of yours? And you're dying to get them out. You are just like, you think you're so clever, like the things that you're thinking, you're like, I'm gonna say this. It's like when you're doing that arguing in the shower, you're like, oh, I could have said this, like that would have been perfect, like, you know, replaying a conversation, and all of a sudden you think of like all the perfect comebacks and stuff, and you're like, damn, that's you right now, Aries. You just got it all in your head swirling. It's been up there for a while, so you've got a lot prepared. You feel real prepared for this and real ready. You just need that right nudge in the direction. You just need that person to be like, you should do it. Why not? Just do it. Let's see what happens. Yeah. We're like, just go for it. Whatever. Who cares? You got nothing to lose. I'd be careful though. I'd be really careful. You might... I'm hearing for some of you biting the hand that feeds you. This could be like, cutting off your source of something by some harsh truths. Or what you perceive as truths. I'm not seeing this all being completely true, by the way. You just think that these thoughts are. They're true for you. This is your experience. So for you, they're true, but they may not be actual, like, facts. They may not be rooted in real facts. Because you just don't know that deep into it or that far into it. You just know what you observe, you know what you think, you know what is possible, you have a good idea, but it's not 100%. Some of you need to bite your tongue. I'm not saying everybody. Some of you need to really think this through carefully, because you can't take it back, okay? Listen, you won't be able to take this back. You say it, you do it, you let it all out, it's out there. It's too late. There's no going back now. And you might just start thinking about all those things in a different way very soon. And if you do, and you start rationalizing them differently than you were before, or seeing something you didn't before, you're gonna be kind of in a pickle. You're stuck. You already did it. You let it out. You said it. And it's too late. And then you're gonna have to deal with the consequences, whatever those may be. If you just cannot for anything, and if you feel like no risk here, I just gotta get this out. I've been holding this in for too long. I gotta get this off my chest, which I'm feeling for a lot of you. You've had this you've held this for a long time. If you feel like you're about to burst into flames and lose your sanity, do what you gotta do, right? But know that you are gonna be thinking twice about it afterwards. You may not necessarily regret it, but you might decide, I should have said it like this. Or, again, it's like that argument in the shower that, like, I should have said this and I could have said that and blah, blah, blah. You're gonna have that feeling afterwards where you wish you might have presented something differently. It's all up to you though, Aries. See what happens. I want some reports back. I want to know how those went, please. All right, guys. I hope this was helpful for all of you this week. Good luck with everything. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching again. And please like and subscribe here on YouTube for my videos. And I hope you have an amazing week. I love you all.